Hello again everybody and welcome back to another review. Today I'll be reviewing a figure I've been on the lookout for many years. That being BBI's Elite Force World War II German Fallschirmjager Division 5 Obergefreiter. It was definitely worth the wait to get this figure. The head sculpt, uniform and accessories are all fantastic despite the age of the figure. If I'm not mistaken, this figure was released in 2004 and despite being 20 years old, everything holds up very well. The body is sturdy and none of the parts broke off or have deteriorated over time. As you all know by now, I'm a huge fan of German paras, and this figure almost perfectly represents a German para who would be fighting in the Ardennes in 1944. Some time ago, I recall reading that this figure was released in response to another great figure, that being Dragon's Erwin Stengenberg, who was also released around the same time. There are some differences, however, and I will probably do a review on Mr. Erwin sometime in the future. Anywho, as previously mentioned, this figure depicts an Obergefreiter from Fallschirmjager Division 5 during the Ardennes offensive. Before we take a closer look at the figure, I would like to apologize that for this review I will not be able to show the alternate outfits for the figure, as due to the age I'm a bit scared that if I keep changing the gear and stressing out the body and parts, like stuff might break. So I hope you understand. Now let's take a closer look at the figure, shall we? Now let's take a closer look at the figure, starting with the head. As you can see, he comes with his paratrooper helmet with the decal there, looks great. The head sculpt, for its time, it looks awesome, very expressive. Not sure who it's supposed to resemble, and one of the eyes seems to be a bit off, but small issue. And his uniform, as you can see, he's wearing both his great coat and his jump smock. And his weapon, and you can see his two ammo pouches over there with the two stick grenades, and his boots. What I find interesting about this figure is he doesn't come with usual jump boots, but instead he comes with the normal army boots with the garters over there, which I find interesting. Now on to the back of the figure, and this is the back of the figure, starting with the head. Here you can see his Y straps in canvas, looks great. His gas mask tin, and a shot of his webbing, comes with a bayonet, his ET tool, his bread bag with canteen, and a little flashlight, which I think is great. Not many figures come with them. And here's another pose of the figure, this time holding out his little handbook and smoking a cigarette. Let's take a closer look. As you can see, he is holding his handbook. I love the detail on it. You don't see a lot of figures that come with them nowadays. And the cigarette in his other hand. And here's a better look at his webbing and his belt. And here is the one and only weapon the figure comes with, that being the STG-44. As mentioned earlier, for its time it's great, made of plastic of course, sturdy in its build. All in all, a great figure, highly recommended for any German collector out there. He is, however, an extremely rare figure for some reason, and when one does find him for sale, he's usually at a very high price. I was lucky to get him recently and only paid about $100. I hope companies make more German paras in the future, and with more attention to perhaps the Eastern and Mediterranean front. Anywho, thank you for joining me on today's review, and I hope to see you all again soon.